Hey everyone, this is episode 20 of the Strong Fit Project. It's been only 3 weeks actually since my last update, so it's been a while. A lot has happened since then. So I did Glowworm, so leading up to Glowworm from UTA probably wasn't the best. I had a week off from running after UTA. Still did a few walks, and at the end of that week I started getting back into the gym, and then I got sick for 2 weeks. And then the last week leading up to UTA, I probably did 2 runs. So I did park run in the pouring rain, but it was still amazing. And another run with the dogs during the week. And then Glowworm itself was a little bit disappointing, I must admit, compared to what I remember last year. There was nowhere near as many people competing in it. The atmosphere and the buzz of the whole event was just missing. So compared to the previous year, so overall I was a little bit disappointed. There was no event photographers, there was no final archway, when you're coming down the finishing chute, and it was just lacking a lot compared to the previous years. So overall a little disappointing in that regard, but the actual run itself was probably one of the toughest I've done. Not physically, I think UTA was a lot more physically challenging. This one was more mental. 4 or 5 Ks in, I was just thinking to myself, what the hell am I doing, kind of thing. I just did not want to be there. I just wasn't there mentally. My legs felt heavy. It was really hard to keep running. So for the first half of the event, I probably actually walked, or felt like I walked more than I ran. And I just kept pushing myself, even though mentally I just wasn't there. I made it through to the first checkpoint, and then I made my way up to Glowworms. I didn't stop and take photos or anything like that like I did last year. I knew from last year I didn't really see the Glowworms as well, so I just kept pushing through the Glowworm tunnel, making sure I didn't stack it. And then when I finished out of the tunnels, I was kind of looked at my watch and I thought, well, if I tried pushing myself in the last half and I ran more than I walked, I could make it in my goal time, which was 3.5 hours. And I actually really did push myself. I did run more than I walked. A lot of the time during these events I end up running on my own most of the time. All little bits and pieces I'll catch up with someone, but predominantly then I'm on my own. So that plays a bit of a mental thing too, which is interesting. But yeah, I made it through and finished in 3 hours and 26 minutes, which was obviously I made my goal time and I was happy with that. But yeah, overall I just wasn't there, which is pretty disappointing in that regard too. The last 3 weeks there's been a lot. I've had a couple of specialist appointments, which I've had some good outcomes on. I passed my cardiology review and stress test with flying colours, which is good. Don't really have to worry about that for another 3 to 5 years or something. Hematology also came up with a good outcome. No restrictions, just have to get blood work done every 6 months or so, check on my iron and ferritin levels, which is also good news. And now I'm really just focusing on my training for Kokoda and being prepared mentally and physically for Kokoda. So I've been adding in a few hikes, did parkrun on Saturday, which was really good, and then Sunday did a bit of a hike up at Glenbrook. And then this morning I did an F45 session. I walked there, did the session, and now I'm on my way home. So it's about a 40-minute walk, which isn't too bad. So I've just really got to up my training and get a bit of strength work, a bit of weighted hikes as much as possible, but obviously safely as well. It's about training smarter and not harder. So just planning out my sessions and making sure I get adequate recovery and hydration, but also just making sure that I'll be physically capable of actually completing the trek and trying to being able to carry my own packs and stuff too. So I'll slowly up my weighted bags as we go along. So I'm up about 10 kilos at the moment, and I'll probably train up to 15-20 kilos, even though I'll probably be mainly carrying a 10-15 kilo pack. I always like to be a little bit over prepared in some aspects, but either way training shift has begun. Got a contact from Adventure Professionals last week, and less than 3 months to go, so it's all coming along, and are organising a few other hikes and runs as we go along too, and everyone's more than welcome to join in. I'll post an event post every so often and see if anyone wants to join. It's totally up to you guys, but either way, everything's going really well so far, so just keep at it. Anyways, have a good day everyone, and catch you next time. Bye.